A Wisconsin family purchased a home knowing there was a big steel door in their backyard. They thought nothing of it and figured it was some sort of shelter or drainage access. They paid no attention until they'd lived in the house for 10 years. One day their curiosity got the better of them and they decided to break the chains locking the heavy doors. They opened the doors and found a few feet of murky water inside a 8-foot by 10-foot chamber that the previous homeowner had built for his family to shelter them in case of a nuclear attack. Peering down into the dark hole they saw a few antique sealed military boxes floating in the muck below. Of course their excitement grew as they had no idea what was inside these floating treasures. They looked a little closer and saw that the boxes were for explosives and ammunition. Immediately, they called the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, ATF. Agents rushed to the scene to investigate. The family thought this was just an empty underground space, but they were completely shocked when the agents opened the boxes and exposed the contents. What they found was surprising to say the least. The Zwick family decided to cut the chains on these old steel doors in their backyard 10 years after living in their new home. They peered down into the 8x10-foot underground bunker and saw a few containers floating in the water that had leaked in over the last 50 years. The bunker was built 50 years ago, stocked with military boxes, sealed and forgotten until they cut the chains and opened it once again. They found sealed military ammunition and explosives containers. They immediately called the ATF. Once the containers were declared safe, they opened them up. The previous owner had packed away all the necessities for a 2-week stay in the bunker. Everything was preserved perfectly from 50 years prior. They found toilet paper, candies, emergency supplies, raisins and local phone directories. The previous owner did an excellent job preserving the items he thought he would one day need. Probably a little scary when they saw the containers marked with explosives and ammunition. What they found instead of explosives was a time capsule from the past, 50 years in the past in fact, and preserved perfectly. I'd imagine the telephone directory has grown in size considerably by now, but what a neat find.